Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Totally appreciate it. And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. And if you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. So you can get new content to really help you ace your English. So this is the final one in this sort of mini series of Purple Hibiscus videos relating to and covering the settings in the novel, and the major ones at least. And so today we're looking at Abba. No, not that Abba, Abba the place. Couldn't help myself, dad joke. Right. So obviously, as I've said all along, really important to know the settings and how and why Adichie uses them, because it allows you to show detailed knowledge of the text. It shows that you have a kind of a deeper understanding of the meanings and how they're created, and the effects on the reader as well. You know, she's using contrast in setting to make certain points about themes and about characters and their relationships in the novel. So here is Abba. It is a real place, just like Nsukka and Enugu. And she explores contrast here very, very strongly. This is this time the kind of opulence and the wealth of Kambili's family's country home that they have, as if their house, huge mansion in Enugu is not enough. They've got this huge mansion in the family ancestral home of Abba. And then you have this contrast with this very humble home that the grandfather, Papa Nukwu, lives in. Papa Nukwu is Papa Eugene's father and Auntie Afroma's father, of course, as well. So Abba, again, a bit like Enugu and Nsukka, that we see is a kind of a microcosm of Nigeria more generally. And in particular, if I were to say one thing about it, it is trying to show the economic inequality and the social inequality that goes on more widely in Nigeria at this time. So, a quote then that perhaps illustrates this reasonably well. The green welcome to Abba Town that led off the expressway would have been easy to miss because it was so small. So the idea that this is a tiny place, very humble. Papa turned into the dirt road, and soon I heard the screech, screech, screech of the low underbelly of the Mercedes scraping the bumpy, sun-baked dirt road. So you have this kind of juxtaposition, don't you, of this very bumpy kind of dirt road, and then this rather flash car Mercedes that can't cope with it because it's too low to the ground. As we drove past, people waved and called out Papa's title, Omalora. Modern thatch huts stood close to three-story houses that nestle behind ornate metal gates. So you've got the juxtaposition here of the modern thatch huts and then these huge gated houses. You know, they're built over 3 floors or more. Naked and semi-naked children played with limp football. So again, you've got that contrast, haven't you? That children are almost too poor to have any clothes to wear. Men sat on benches beneath trees, drinking palm wine from cow horns and cloudy glass mugs. 3 elderly men standing under the lone ukwa tree near our gates waved and shouted, "No, no, have you come back? We will come in soon to say welcome." Our gateman threw the gates open. Of course, why are they happy to see Papa Eugene? Because, of course, he is very wealthy, amongst other things. And so in this rather poor area, you've got their house, and it's described as following: Papa Eugene's country house. The house still took my breath away, the 4-story white majesty of it. So 4 stories, even bigger than the other ones around. It's not 3, but 4. It has to be, doesn't it, to show that he's the most powerful, wealthy person in that area. And majesty, again, with its links to royalty, suggests, you know, superiority. And it's got a spurting fountain in front and the coconut trees flanking it on both sides, the orange trees dotting the front yard. 3 little boys rushed into the compound to greet Papa. They had been chasing our cars down the dirt road. Okay. And then they come in. They're not wearing very much, and Papa gives them some money, and they're terribly grateful for it, as you can see in the remainder of that quote. And you can find it yourself, page 55, 56 of the novel. Okay, next. Again, I just wanted to look at these kind of contrasts between Papa Nukwu's home and Papa Eugene Kambili, Mama and Jacha's home. So Papa Nukwu's home is described as follows. The compound was barely a quarter the size of our backyard in Enugu. Contrast with 4-story white majesty. The house was small, compact like dice versus spurting fountain in the front yard or in the front. It looked just like the pictures of houses I used to draw in kindergarten, a square house with a square door at the center and two square windows on each side. So it's so small and so humble, Papanuku's home. It's almost like a child's drawing or an infant's drawing. Versus, of course, the looming black gates, these huge estate house that they have there. And finally, a veranda which was bounded by rusty metal bars, which, I mean, the rusty suggests that it's old, but it also almost makes it sound a bit like a kind of a prison as well. Again, in stark contrast to the opulence and the wealth of the Achike family country. Okay, so things like the poverty of Papua Nukwu versus the extensive wealth of the Achike family is shown here in Abba. The sense of superiority felt by Papa Eugene over his father. The neglect and the sidelining of Papa Nukwu is important when we look at this section of the novel. And obviously the family rift over Papa Eugene's following Catholic faith and the kind of renouncing of his Igbo roots, which is something that Auntie Afwoma does not like. And obviously Papa Nukwu is not happy about it either, particularly. And that's it. Hope that's been helpful. Just a very quick walkthrough. Please, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. And obviously, it would be great if you could subscribe so that you can be the first to get new content to help you ace your English. Have a fantastic day, everyone. And really, thank you very much for checking this out. Take care now. Bye-bye.